our leaders in our roles to come here and give ourselves that inspirational thoughts that will nurture us or give us to be good human beings for the next something and good Nigerians of Allah. So when we talk of corruption, why one of the reasons why the organizers are children do something is that when you look at our environment today, for those of us who listen to news, who are not so much concerned with what goes on in the Premier League, you will discover that when you read through the headlines of most newspapers, those newspaper headlines that you normally share with ourselves on social media or whatever, before you go through 10 different news, you have read about 5 or 6 that are mind-boggling, negatively mind-boggling. Talk of that man that killed his mother, the one that raped his neighbor's child, and things like that. Or you're just seeing that is going on almost everywhere in the world. So these are some of the things that corruption leads to. And you see that one or the other, the areas are perhaps justified with the reply they gave Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So like I said, we should, the essence of this discussion is to build us away from that negative tendencies. Because like Allah told us in the Holy Quran, that inna nafsa la amara bisu in that the soul tends one towards evil, except that person that receives mercy from Allah. And what is that mercy? It is those who listen to spiritual God and invite the best out of it. So those who are benefited by the teachings of Allah. So that's the essence of our discussion this evening. So we find ourselves at being a sea of forest. You see, nobody is like one of those tips they gave us while coming that do not travel in the night. Ensure that you leave your own belly. It is as a result of corruption in the night. We are not afraid of the evils of the things or other creatures of Allah. But we must be afraid of the evils from our fellow human beings. You see, from our fellow human beings. You see, there was a time I was in Saudi Arabia for something like that. And we were traveling from Medina to Mecca. It was very open. So it was very open. So definitely would have been Umrah. So along that desert road, for those of us who have been there, and that will make it our last one towards to that country. And for those of us who have not been there, and that gives us that privilege to visit the Holy Land. So when you view, for those of us who are concerned with the terrain of that place, it is desert. Like those of us who have traveled to the north, let's say from, for instance, from maybe Kaduna to Kano or Java. You see that it's a vast land, vast undulating land that maybe what you observe is farming, agricultural products and things like that. Or the virgin land, where you have desert. So that is the type of terrain they have in Saudi Arabia. And it's that desolate, isolated area. I saw that family. Nothing strikes me anytime I remember. I saw that family, complete family. When I say family, you know what I mean. The husband, the wife, maybe quite single, and children. They were just by the roadside doing their stuff. In a place that you will travel like maybe another 50 kilometers before you can see any habitat, any human habitat. So they sat so comfortably as if they were sitting in their house. They were doing their stuff, they were travelers. But when it got to the time of hungry, they needed to break their fast. They spread, they had prepared themselves. This time we are going, it's going to take us so time. And definitely, our staff will come along, while we are going. So they had prepared for you. So when it was time for hungry, they spread their mouths, put their held the thing, you will be amazed. They were so comfortable. If you are fighting, even if you are relieving yourself, doing number one, if you are urinating while traveling, for those of us who have experienced it, even if you remember that as that was Islam told us to do, while it's a parking or stop having a stopover, African military thermos, African military thermos, mixture, alarm. Yes, that is the prayer. Anytime you are traveling, I need to have a stopover. And before you get down from your bed or whatever, make you get down, you do that prayer, you save from any rules, and that environment. So when you ensure that you have done it, you will be looking at your left, looking at your right. So that is the result of corruption. So, and we are not, like I said, we are only afraid of the evil that will come from our fellow human beings. So in this discussion last week, values that once guided us have been retired. That is, have been named. You see, in those days, we can, even in the late 90s, I saw one of my graduate people, it was Nitp University. In those days, we travel to the north from school. We can leave home, we can leave the park even 9, 10 p.m. in the night. But we are not doing that today. What has changed? It is our value. It is our lack of fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So these are some of the things that have given us sleepless nights in this particular environment and the world we are living right now. So the vices, they are just too much. So, but because of time, I will not really go into this because I have very much time. Now, we look at it, our society is far from perfect, marked by various problems, depressed, greed, dishonesty, and a decline in our values. What are those values? What is the last word? Values that they tell you that good names are far better than riches. But who is thinking of that man? Who is thinking of that? People even tell you to go back and you can know, yeah, that is the motto now. That's the type of negative value that people have been right. You see, they care less about that good news. The most important thing is let us reach. And that is why today we see those who will give honor to, those who before we see them as liberals, as lose out in the society. They have now become, things have now changed. They are given out of prison, but people have been criticizing them. You see the best that they are able to spend on the university, bring you 20,000 naira, and somebody that is almost naked, contesting for his whatever, they will give her a brand new Range Rover, what do you call it? A lot of things. So these are some of the things we have, the values are really changing. So what are the causes? And not just that, a lot of it has created a lot of problems that you even wonder that can we ever go out from this problem? So multi-faceted problems that when you go this way, you discover that it is corruption that has caused it. You go here, whatever problem is here, it's corruption that has caused it. Like what is the point I was talking, there was a really collapse in Lagos. You see, around the Hotel. So when you go deep into what causes it, it is corruption. That is the area where you have developers trying to, helping the owners, the owners of the land to develop their property maybe for certain number of years. But when you are developing a property you want to use for, let's say, 25 years, and you are not using the right material to do that because you want to cut corners, you want to make profits. The profit that at the end of the day, when you make it, you are not going to give this world with a gain. But because most of us, we are only religious, we are not working. So people care less about what are people saying. If a pope will be defending same-sex marriage, then we start doing, is that just an abandoned fantastic. That time has actually come. Where the prophet of Allah describing that when cross is lost, then we should be ready for what the day of judgment. So these are some of the things. About a year ago, there was also a building collapse in Lagos around forgotten the name of the street. So what happened? It was because the developer wanted to cut corner, and as Allah would happen, he went to that building, he perished in that building. But if he had caused, that's why I said, we're trying to fix now. That is the bad and the thing as Allah people pass. You know, the initial engineer that started the project, when he got to the second floor, he started compromising, and that's what out of integrity resigned his professionalship on that job. So what happened? They got to the 15th or something floor, and they moved that they So these are some of the things. And if you look at it, like I said, in almost every part of our society, we have a manifestation of corruption. So, for instance, in the last election, when somebody wanted to meet Ahmed Lawan, former Senate president, he said, congratulations, the person that won election, that won election without contesting an election. Can you imagine that? He won his position without contesting an election. They did primaries. He ran after 2 rounds. It was in those days, money that the Yoruba should tell you that pay your money great apple. But in today's society, you can even run after 10 and think catch the old 10. So he wanted to be president. For those of us who remember, he contested the primaries with Tinubu and the rest. He didn't step down. So then he was the sitting president. At the same time, when he lost out the election, it was because he was now going after the more successful some people. So the husband got frustrated, and one day he shot him and just got, she shot the woman and just called the police. Hello police, I have protected husband. I have so things, come and arrest him. He didn't run away, you know. So it is corruption that causes it. Also, in the larger society, we remember the case of the former Akata General during Buhari regime. Somebody that stole over 130 million, and at the end of the day, we said, "Allah the name he gave it to that million." So these are some of the problems. Also, you have the issue of police corruption. Teaching, go to the teaching service, there is corruption there. Go to government, there is corruption everywhere. So these are some of the problems. So if you go further, also outside all these things, we are negative stories or things we are created. We hope that there is hope, even in the toughest time. We can make changes, and that is the essence of our coming together to listen. That this season is just not to complain. The change will start for us. And sincerely, you cannot change society if you don't change yourself. Allah said, "Let God be glory, has now God be glory." So the sincere truth is that, brothers, if you don't change yourself, Allah cannot change you. If you don't have that ambition to change yourself, society cannot change you. Firstly, all those things that we have in our private relations with Allah, let us try and pass to build a good relationship with Allah. And we get results for it. If you look at Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah said, part of the story, I think Quran chapter 2 verse 1 to 4. Why did you know that you are in the category to add that of So look at there's something that can fire there. Allah said he tried Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam with his word. What is the meaning of the calimacy? With his instructions. Do this, don't do that. Not like we need them every day. the Quran, but most of us we fail in that because, like I said, we are very religious. We can do that. We can do some people even call it Salat al-Nawawi. They can do Tawbah. They can do Salat al-Nawawi. Those are that. But at the end of the day, we fail to implement what the Quran has taught us. So if we fail Prophet Ibrahim said, say, he said, Wamin Suriyati. And my offspring, Allah said, La Yanalu Ahadi Zolimi. So the Zulum Allah is talking about there, that is the corruption, the sins Allah is talking about there are those major sins that we should avoid. What did Prophet Adam say in the Quran? Said, Rabbana Zolamna Fusana. Wa illam taghfir lana wa tarhamna lanakunanna minal khasirin. So whenever the prophet or Allah talks about zulum in the Quran, it is actually talking about the major sins. And you can see even Prophet Musa alayhi salam, when he mistakenly killed somebody in Surah Al-Qasas also, he said, Rabbi Zolam to not factory. He didn't do it intentionally. But he said, in this Zolam to not factory. What did I say? Allah forgave him. So, Prophet Yunus alayhi salam, no, is it Prophet Yunus? Yes, Prophet Yunus said, La ilaha illa anta, subhanaka, inni kuntu minas salihin. So, whenever they talk about zulm, like that one was also a major sin, to disobey Allah directly. Allah gave him a command, but he disobeyed. Go to this place, he did it. So, you can see that interaction, that conversation between Allah and Prophet Ibrahim in Quran chapter 2, verse 124. So which talks about trying to hold fast to the words of Allah. Let us try as much as possible. Those do's of Allah, let us always try as much as possible to the best of our ability. We do them. Then the don'ts, that one is not to the best of our ability. If we want to be successful in this world and the after, we have to go away from those things Allah has made around. Kò sí shortcutting there. There is no ọ̀rọ̀ pé watakula must happen to. What that one means is that those things Allah has made unlawful, let us just try to discipline our soul to go away from them. So like I said, if we are able to, including myself, we are able to imbibe some of the teachings, we can change the society in our own little way. For instance, and coincidentally, those people who have had positive impact in the society today are Muslims, especially in the Nigerian society where we live. Those who have held public office or who are holding public offices and have had positive impact. Things that's why those are ray of hopes for us, that whatever little way in our own little community, whether you are a professional, some of us are professional, but we practice, we do business or we do some artisan trades, putting professional touches. So if we are able to imbibe truthfulness, we are trustworthy, we are truthful in our dealings with people will like us, and they will be interested in knowing that thing that has made us different from other people. In the time before Professor the professor in JAM, Oloyede, before he came into JAM registrars, they were all professors. The last one, the Deep Waderide, was remitting 50 million to the government every year. They got, when we say subvention, for those of we are all professionals, you know what we mean by subvention. That is grant from government every year. They will go and do budget. This is the amount we are going to spend. This is recurrent expenditure. What they put under recurrent expenditures are salaries and emoluments for the civil servants or for the public servants. So at the end of the day, they painted the impression that they were not making profits, and they were remitting just 50 million to the government every year. But immediately Oloyede came, the first year he remitted 7.5 point something billion. The second year he remitted 7 point something billion. So imagine what people have been embezzling from one institution, JAM, just one institution, not to talk of some other places. So we look at what Buba Marwatu is doing today in NDLEA. So the question we can ask again is what was happening before Buba Marwa came to NDLEA? Eh? So there was somebody they caught, which I know. I don't know him, but I know somebody that knows him. They are in the same area. I don't want to mention that area where they come from. So there was a day I was with that person. I do 1 or 2 services for that person. So we're not talking about that incident. The person I'm talking about that NDLA caught, he has about four, I want to differentiate between properties and landed properties and building. Okay, landed properties. He has about 4, at least 4, because that was what NDLA reported. He has 4 landed properties in Victoria Garden City in Lagos. So, and that is one of the most expensive places in Nigeria. So, like this all down, let us just add maybe 3 meters here, 3 meters there, another 3 meters there, another meter for airspace. If you want to buy that type of land in VGC, you are not, as at now, you can't have less than 1 billion. So somebody has 4 like that. And if I will tell you, Kotonta, that's where I'm going. So, and there are some of those landed properties that has about 2 or 3 buildings because the land here is not 60 by 120. They are, they call it low density. They will have house and have big gardens. So that's why when you get to their place, you want to like the place. So they discovered that he was dealing in tramadol. Tramadol. I believe we all know what is tramadol. Yeah, so when they got to one of those properties, they valued the tramadol. He uses one of them for stock. So when they valued the tramadol in that property, it was more than 8 billion. So I was now talking with that man. He now said, and so that man now told me about a property he has along Lekki Expressway. The property is around that Oluwanishola Ansishan. High-rise, very big building. He wanted to use it for an hotel, but the project has stopped now. I think it has gotten to about 10 floors for Yama. So I now said, Oga, if God has Astagfirullah, that was what I said anyway. But Shamatokolo not to bless any. But I said if he has made, such huge amount, if he has gotten so wealthy from that illicit trade, why didn't he think of stopping and going away from the trade? The man now said, he called my name. He said, if he had stopped and he was not caught, that means God is not God. Ẹni tó sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ò ṣe Mùsùlùmí o. 3 minutes more. Allahu Akbar. So ẹni tó sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ò ṣe Mùsùlùmí. Ó ní tó bá jẹ́ pé ó escape. If he had stopped the trade and he started enjoying his illicit wealth, he said that means God is not God. You don't know the meaning. The meaning is that what the type of business he was doing, he was making money truly. But indirectly, he was killing some people's hope. That is why in some of these Asian countries, not even Saudi Arabia alone, almost all the Asian countries, talk of Singapore, talk of China, Malaysia, if you are caught with hard drug, they will kill you straight. It doesn't take time. Because your trade, your type of business, as useless those people who deal with it, who take those drugs, they'll be useless to themselves, they'll be useless to their family, and they'll be useless to the society. Because you want to make money, you want to be wealthy. So these are some of the things. So we thank Allah that people like Marwa in LDLA, they have actually let us know that a lot of evils go on there. And maybe it's because of his activities they caused that so-called super cup. The other time, the super cup that everybody thought was a good example to put, not knowing that he was also dealing in this drug. So we can look at people like Babakana Zulu. You see, one of the few that remain of those people who have compassion and passion for public works. Now, because of time, we will not really go through. You can go and read up what is, the literal meaning of corruption. What the meaning of corruption. You can go and read that up. So, but if we look at, there are verses of the Quran, for instance, if you check Quran chapter 2, verse 205, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَإِذَا كِلَ اللَّهُ اتَّقِ اللَّهَ أَزَّاتُ الْعِزَّةُ بِالْإِثْمِ. No, وَإِذَا تَوَلَّى سَعَى فِي الْأَرْضِ يُفْسِدَ فِيهَا وَيُهْلِكَ الْأَصْلَ وَالنَّسْلَ. That when he turns away from the earth, he engages in corruption of the land. وَيُهْلِكَ الْأَرْضَ وَالنَّسْلَ. He destroys the plants and animals. Like example I've given, those who deal with illicit drugs, they kill the human being alive. You know, the person is not dead and is not alive. You see, when you have met somebody that is a drug addict, you understand what I mean. So a lot of scholars have views about the issue of corruption. Like, for instance, in Islam, corruption is not limited to financial misconduct, but includes acts that disrupt the society, the well-being of individuals and society. Like, of recent, NAFDAC, they went to a market in Aba, and a whole section of the market, it is factory. Factory. Do you know what they produce there? Fake drinks, fake Coca-Cola, fake malt, fake wine, fake everything fake. So these are some of the things. So Ibn Abbas, what Allah said, he said the corruption of the heart is more severe than the corruption of the body. So a corrupt mind may go to the mosque, for instance. So if the mind is corrupt, and that's why Rasulullah said there is a flesh in the body. If that flesh is corrupt, the whole body is corrupt. If the flesh is corrupt, the whole. So somebody can, like I said, we have observed, most of us are religious, but we are not godly. We are religious, but we are not godly. And that's why you see some so-called religious persons, the type of evils that come out from their actions, you will be amazed. You see, though to some extent, it is a bit minimal in Islam. You see, but of course, if the mind is corrupt, everything also is corrupt. So Imam Ghazali said, one who has indulged in corruption has in fact waged war against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So these are some of the things, the views of the scholars. Now, what are the causes of corruption? Firstly is that ethical and moral domain. Chronic corruption is most prominent among of this domain, with corrupt beliefs forming the basis of all corruption. Like, for instance, if human being has corrupt mind, if he has corrupt belief, it will affect his views about life. And that is why we have read of people, there are cases like that of people who try to do ritual, particularly those Yahoo boys who want to kill human beings. I saw one that buried his mother alive. His mother, Saidu Beyen, and not only Saidu Beyen, one happened in the Korodu. The mother, when a mother can sacrifice one of his children, one of her children for because the other one, maybe because he loves the other one more than the other, and they decide to use one of her own children for ritual. Yes, it happened in the Korodu here, just at our backyard there, where they had already accomplished the task before police, when they were going to dispose the body of the younger woman. So that for you to know to the extent to which Shaitan has actually influenced the mind of people. So if you have fake belief, if you don't have the right belief, when you don't believe that it's Allah that does well, it's Allah that brings well. When you talk of Allah said, Allah will never do anything in Surah to Rum, verse 40. Allah will let you call a cock, summa razaqakum, summa yubisukum, summa yuhikum. Hal min shuraka'ikum man yaf'alu min dhalikum min shay'. Allah said, Allah will let you call a cock is the one that created you. Of course, most of us don't doubt that. Summa razaqakum is the one that gives you sustenance. But most of us don't believe. And that is why you see some people, they do Yahoo, they do ritual, they engage in fake products, they engage in cocaine because they believe that the end justifies the means. So if your own belief too, you don't believe that you can't strive to make wealth, you have to cut corners. Then your belief in the name of Allah Al-Razak does not exist. That belief, excuse me, does not exist in your mind. So if you have if you have faulty belief, if you don't have good iman, if you don't have good understanding about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it is easier for shaitan to penetrate you through his fellow human being, through his agents, so they can deceive you. Or you watch a film, and as a result you not think, me too, I'm going to do this Ajari. No matter what it takes, I must get this money, I must make this money. So these are some of the things. Then the lack of morals, moral guidance, and spread of corrupt ethics. Today you see those who society honors, those who are not even supposed to be around sane human beings. They are the ones that they now use as ambassador. That's why I will never buy Infinity. Even if they give me the highest grade of Infinity phone, I won't collect it. I won't collect it. Because how can you use people like Davido for ambassador? Eh? Because the father is wealthy or because what does it do to influence society positively? Eh? That perhaps he doesn't even know the number of his children. Eh? They are the one that started him, and what's this guy from Benue? Two-Face Idibia. They are the one that popularized this baby mama this thing. Eh? They will impregnate a girl, a lady, they will not collect the pregnancy. I mean, they will not marry her, they will just go and come. Let's confirm. Same in the movie. They go and do DNA. Once it's confirmed, then they will be responsible for the child, and the mother can find his way, his or her way. He can find her way. So you now use that person for ambassador. So, and people like that. So, and it's so unfortunate that because that lack of morals has also even entered religious centers, religious houses. See somebody like Pope defending same-sex marriage. And that is why we should be grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we have Islam. You see, what did Sultan say? Don't bring that into Nigeria because we will not take it. Yes, we will not take it. And because of our vehement opposition, you see some pastors now saying Pope is on his own. We don't support him. But no, there is no way you can even compromise that type of thing in Islam. So it is as a result of the moral decadence. Then personal greed. That has really manifested in our politicians. You see, the so-called APC, wanting to use 15 billion to renovate Vice President's lodge. Even Naira bàjẹ́, despite the devaluation of the Naira, there is no way they can explain it. There is no way they can explain it. Even if they tell us that they want to build new residential quarters for the Vice President with that amount, we should query it. We should query it. Not to talk of renovation. Ilé tó jẹ́ pé that was where Ọ̀ṣínbàjò lived till May 29 this year. So these are some of the things. So when this type of actions, they encourage the military to take over. And really, when we look at it, the military government is far better than civilian government. So my time is up, Abi. So we have a lot of things to discuss, but because of the time, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive our shortcomings, make it today what we have discussed beneficial to the speaker and those of us who have listened. I could have answered.